Alright, so we are going to go ahead and get started, and I would like to color some greens to make my leaves and stuff. So what we're going to do is decorate this tiny little wreath, and if you're looking for a size of it, it is approximately 5.5 inches. So we're going to go ahead and decorate this for a fun little project. Oops. So let's go ahead and get some green on my paper. So I am going to be using 20, 23, and 22. So these are the colors I'm going to use for my leaves. And I love the fact that I have these little sample things, so I don't have to try to guess at what color is what. I can just go ahead and look at my samples. So it might be something, if you're getting these colors, to go ahead and make a little sample chart. And get my colors in. So after you put them in, make sure you shake side to side, not up and down, because you don't want to get any of the powder inside the spray. And then once you have it all mixed, I like to just take it and spray it into my garbage just to kind of get the spray up into the, to get it going so it sprays nice. So I'm just going to randomly spray some spots. There goes my paper. And I'm just going to hit it with the dryer just to dry it in between, just so I don't get any of the colors running together. So I'm going to pause this for a second. I'm going to dry it and then we'll spray another color. So that is all dry, and I went ahead and made my other colors so I could just go ahead and get them, oops, didn't do what I told you to do, get them sprayed on. Alright, some more color in there. This is a little bit of a brighter green, so I want to go with a little bit of the brighter color. So let me just show you this. It did seem to go pretty fast, so we'll see how quickly I can get it to dry. Let me just see if I can't get some of that water up. So that was where I had sprayed it before I had gotten the color to go up through the nozzle. So it kind of made a water puddle. But that's okay, because we're going to be die cutting with the paper anyway. Alright, and then some more. Keep going until you get the colors where you want it. Oops, I probably should have put something down under this. But. So there's a lot of pretty greens in there. I know my camera's not picking it up quite so greeny, but let's see. You can see a lot of the colors in there. Get the color back. Alright, so let's go ahead and put down something so I don't get my whole work area covered. So I think I'm probably about where I want to be. But I am contemplating doing the other side. So let's do the other side. Because if I'm doing leaves, I don't really want to see the white from the back side. I want kind of color all the way through. So I'm going to do front and back. And let's get some darker. Which I think that was the same color. Try this. Let's try them all together. Ew, I don't like that. I wish my camera showed you really what it looked like because it's super pretty. And we'll keep going with some more color. Get some darker going in some spots. Because I don't really want any white showing. So I want to get all color on it. Some more on this side. And this way, if you do both sides too, you can kind of decide when you actually cut out your pieces which side that you like better. And I think I'm probably going to be good here. Alrighty, so let me just show you now where we're at. See how well it will show. So these are with my colors. So anyway, now I'm going to go ahead and pick out some colors for my flowers. So now we're going to move on to some flower colors. So I chose 1, 3, and 5, which are these pretty colors here. Go ahead and make my flowers. So let's get started with that. So I got these ready to roll. These colors are so vibrant. I just wish the camera showed better how pretty they really are. But they don't do it justice. Get some yellow in there. And just like the other one, I'm going to do front and back side. Just because of having some flowers, I don't want white showing. So I'll do both sides. Kind of looks like a sunset almost. It's pretty. Alright, so I'm going to flip it over and do the same thing. And then let's try to do it all together. See what that does. And I think I want a little more yellow. All right, so there is, so if you look right this area on the camera right now, that's pretty much what the whole paper looks like. But it moves. I think that's pretty good. Let's see if this one, yeah, you can kind of see the colors now. Super pretty. All right, so now I have my leaves. I have some of my flower colors, and I think I want to do one more flower color, and I think I want to go with some purples. So let me get those mixed up, and I'll be right back. Alright, so for my purple colored flowers, I'm mixing up 8, 10, and 11. So I'm going to use these colors. I'll go ahead and get these sprayed on. So pretty. I like that one. And my last color. I can't decide if I like doing them individually or all at once. And let's see. Get some of the white spots colored in, and then I'm going to dry it and flip it and do the other side. Alright, just wiping my mat down, whoops, in between, because I'm getting my mat a little wet. And let's continue. I think we're just going to go for it and do all three colors. Alrighty. So now we have our purples. So the only thing left to do now is I want to color some seam binding, and I think I'm going to do it this blue to go ahead and wrap around my wreath. So I think the blue is kind of one of the colors that I really don't have a lot of over here, so I'm going to go ahead and get some blue down for my ribbon. Alright, so I mixed up some of number 13, so we're going to make this color seam binding, and I went ahead and cut a bunch. I don't know how much I'm going to need, so I just kind of cut more than I thought. Sometimes I don't always cut as more as I think I should have, but hopefully this is enough. So we're just going to get it all sprayed, and I'm spraying on my mat because I can just go ahead now and should put a glove on. So I don't want blue fingers. Whoops. So we'll go ahead and get that all saturated. And you can see that the color takes very well to the seam binding. So it comes out really pretty. Make sure I get it all soaked up. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and dry this with my heat gun, again, just like everything else. This is going to take me a few minutes longer than the paper because it is like a fabric. So I'm going to go ahead and do that off camera, and then when we get back, we'll start cutting some flowers. Alright, so next what we need to do is go ahead and make our flowers. So this is one I've already made, and what I'm going to do is, so first thing I need to do is go ahead and ink my edges. So I'm just using some pink, and I'm going to go ahead and just do the edges, just like this. And we're just getting just a little tip parts of it, just so there's a little bit of color difference between the layers. Do that. And my assistant is going to do hers in a second. So let me get mine done. And we'll work on the next part. Alright, so I've went ahead and inked all my edges, so you, my dear, are going to go ahead and do the same to your flowers. So now what I'm doing is I'm just using a little stylus tool, and real simple, so that I have a mat and my stylus. I'm just going to push down on each leaf, just like this. So you see what I'm doing too?
Mm-hmm.
So we have it like this, and then
Wait a
flip
minute,
it
what are you
over
doing?
and go like that. So I'll do it again on the other one. So we're going to take this and take in the ball,
Okay.
see? And we just push down. That's it.
Can I finish all these by doing the edges?
Yep, do the edges. And then you can talk. And then just flip it over and push in the middle.
Am I done with this one?
When do you think it's done?
Yeah.
Okay. Don't forget to do the others.
Mm.
And then for the smaller flower, you just push down just to get a little texture. And I'm just going to push in the middle a little to get that one to kind of go a different direction. And now what I want to do is go ahead and glue the layers together, because it seems to be much easier when you glue them before you put a hole in them. That way you can line them up to where they need to go. And you have a minute or two to get it in the right spot. And then when you have it where you like it, go ahead and do the next one. Thank you. Now don't forget to push down. So, do you want me to show you?
No.
All right.
Am I doing it correctly? Like this?
And then this one here. We'll give that a quick second just to dry a little bit, and we'll see how Kaylin's doing. Yep, you got it. Perfect. Keep going. Yep, keep going. Okay, now flip it over. And right in the center, one push. Nope, the center of the flower. There you go. And now you do the same thing to the next ones. So do the big one, the middle one first. So right now, my flower is all glued down. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take my punch, and I'm going to punch a hole in the middle of my flower.
No, done.
Yeah, hold on. So I have that done right there, and then I have my brad. And now I put a hole in the center. And put a brad through. And these little brads look like buttons. And there we go. And now our flower's made. So let's go ahead and finish yours up.
I did finish mine.
Yep, now I gotta put it together.
Gotta put it together.
So we're gonna put a little glue in the center of this.
Yeah.
Now go ahead and put this one on top of that one.
Okay. Wait, what you say?
Put this one on top of that.
What?
Put this one on top.
Oh, now I hear you. I
Yes.
didn't hear you.
Can't hear me when you put chopstick on?
It's just like hearing.
Alright, come on, we're recording. So we gotta show people how to do it.
There you go.
Yeah, and now...
Wait, is people doing it too?
Nope, they're gonna watch the video and see how you made it.
Don't look at my hands.
And now put the little one on the top of that. Oops, hold on a second. I have to fix your little one. Because
What's wrong with my little one?
the center is going the wrong way. So it won't attach. Okay, now go ahead and stick that on your glue. Put this one on.
That.
Yep.
Cute lines. Why
There
is
you
it counting?
Because that's how long we've been recording for. Alright, and now we just have to go ahead and put a hole in yours to put your brad through.
Should I put it through?
Yep, hold on. We'll punch a hole.
And punch one.
Yep, hold on. So go ahead, there you go. Now put your brad through. Yep. There you go. Yep, flip it over. And then go ahead and separate the little brad legs.
Legs.
Can you get it? Or you need help? Want me to get it started for you?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
And push them down. There you go. Now flip it back over. Pretty. There you go. Now show the camera. Let me see your hand. So pretty. All right, so we're going to go ahead and make some more flowers, and we shall be back. So now we're going to move on to the more purple colored flowers. So all I'm doing on these is taking and pushing down and just rolling to the center. So it gives it a different kind of look.
I want another.
All right, and then we're going to go ahead and do the same thing. So this one here, you just take and do like a circle motion I'm doing to try to get it to cup up. So it has a little cup shape. And what I also forgot to do was ink my edges. So I thought the blue would look pretty with the purple, and it seems to. So this is what we look like right now. So let me go back and get these inked real quick. So I'm not going to use the larger flower. I'm just going to go with the medium and the small, because I really want to just use these more of a filler flower. So I can do this. And then I'm going to go ahead and glue. Just like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and punch a hole in the middle. So we're putting a hole in it. There we go. And then I'm just going to go ahead, and I got a larger brad because I wanted to have it look, because I'm not using the large flower petal, I'm using the two, this medium and the small. I wanted a larger center to cover up some more space. However, my brad legs are also as wide as my flower now. So I just have to hide them behind the petals. And there we go. So I'm going to make a few more and keep going. Alright, so we have all of our flowers made. We have our pink ones, our purple ones, and we have all of our leaves that we cut out. So real quickly, let me go over what I made that stuff with. So for my flowers, I used set of 3, number 51. I also used set of 3, number 55. And we used duo dies, number 54, and these are like the little leaves. And then we used also duo dies, number 56, and we made more leaves with those. So now what we're going to do is going to go ahead and wrap our wreath with our seam binding. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do yet, so we're going to pull out a little bit.
I have a question.
Yes.
How are we going to do that?
Alright, so we're going to wrap it. Good question. Glad you asked. So what we're going to do is just hold the piece off to the side, and we're just going to start wrapping, and we're just going to go through the middle and up and around, just like this.
I have a question. That's kind of cool. How are you wrapping it around?
You like that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's a very pretty color. So right now we have our hot glue gun warming up. Yep. And we have it off to the side, so my assistant does not burn herself on the hot glue gun because it is very hot. And make sure this is spread out nice and even. So there we go. Now what I'm going to do, can you please hold this? Yep, no, hold right here and right here. And I'm just going to tie this just so it does not unravel. And maybe we'll make a bow. Hold on.
I have a question, but
Yes.
are we going to put stuff down this?
I don't know yet. Well, let's make a bow.
Because you said we will.
Yeah, we might. We're not sure yet if we're going to hang it
Like,
down.
because it will look cool
Yeah.
if we, like, put, like, stuff down here.
Hang it down. Yeah.
Like, something that's, like, cute,
Mhm.
cuter.
All right, so we have our
And we'll
bow.
have stuff that's panning down. And it's gonna look really cute.
Alright, so we'll wait on the bow to
And
see what
we
we're going
like
to do. Yep, we do like it. So, let me undo this bow real quick. Get it a little tighter. I think I'm going to just put it in a knot. Because I think if I don't do a knot, it's just going to get loose. So there we go. So then we can determine afterwards if we're going to hang things down. If we hold it like this, and we can put some things down the side. Or if we're going to hold it up and make this our tie. So we tie it. But we'll figure that out once we put our flowers on. Alright, so.
But we don't know if we're gonna hang stuff down or not.
Nope, we'll decide when we get our flowers on, right?
Yes, we will decide.
Yes. Alright, so my glue gun is all heated up, and we're going to go ahead and start adding some flowers now. So let's just go ahead and put some glue gun on.
I have a question.
What is your question?
Can I put the flowers on?
I'll set it here, and then here, you can go ahead and press down. Right there. Perfect. Okay. Because it's very hot, so we don't want you to get burned, right?
It is just hot.
Yep, we don't want you to get burned. So, let's get rid of these legs on this thing. Push it down. Okay. And let's see. If I do a little purple. Let's see, where should we go? Kind of want to fill in the wreath a little bit, so I'm going to glue this one right here myself because it's going to be hot and I need to squish it in there. Okay. There we go, right there. So this is why we didn't make the purple ones larger, because we didn't want to add more, the flowers make them too big. So let's get some green going. So we're going to do this from the back side. Get some green stuff kicking in here. Yes.
The green thing down?
No, I'm going to do the green thing only because it's such a small, it's very thin, and I don't want you to get burned. So. My assistant? We don't want my assistant to get burned. So I'm going to add some more. Then I'll put one of these longer green ones on. Oops. There we go. What do you think? Yeah, I'm getting all the little glue webs. Yeah, let's see. I think we need a purple one. There we go. Getting a line. You can see it on the white better. Go. Get some more greens. So you will just, I'm just going to alternate the greens back and forth. So, and I think actually if I put some of the hot glue on the flower, we can build up some of that green. So there we go. Alright. Alright, So we're going to keep adding some greens because I think we need some more greens on here. So I've done over here. So that's the nice thing about using those colored pigment powders, is because you can make your own colors for your projects. And they're fun to play with, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. They're really fun.
Yes. All right, well, it looks like, considering the direction that I'm going with these flowers, that my ties are going to hang down from the bottom, I think.
Question.
Yes. And your question is?
My question is, did you figure out if we're gonna put stuff down the ribbons?
No, I have not figured it out yet. I think
I'm
we're
not
gonna.
figuring out probably
Yeah.
if we're not are going to,
Yeah.
because I don't know if we're figuring out already.
No, still deciding.
Tell me yes, and if you say yes, I might say yes too.
Oh, you might say yes too.
Mm-hmm.
You might
I'm
agree.
just like figuring out like you.
Okay. So we're gonna add
That's
some more
all my
greens.
question was.
Mm-hmm. So I think what we're going to do is we are going to stop the camera and, whoops, okay. Oh my goodness, it's sticking to me. We're going to stop the camera. We're going to add some more flowers on our own. And then we will be back and we'll see where we are at with our wreath. All right, we'll be back in a few. So here is where we are at on the wreath. So I am going to hang it from the string at the top to hang it down. And I put a couple little flowers off to the side. I didn't want to cover it too much because I didn't want to cover all of my seam binding that I had going there. So now what else so I cut out from the Decorate dies, this is number 46, which is this very pretty little silhouette of butterflies. And then the other thing I did was I experimented with putting the pigment powders, making the sprays, and coloring acetate. So I went ahead and did that. I did dry it with my heat gun. However, you do have to be careful because when you dry it with the heat gun, you need to be careful that you're not going to melt your plastic. So here it is on a white piece of paper. So you can see right there. And I used the yellow and the blue color. And then I used from the Crealies XXL dies. This one is number, where's my thing? Oh, here it is. I used number 41 for the circles. And I used the second to the largest one because what I did was I wanted to cut out my acetate to match the size. So I just matched up my rings, my dies, to the size of my wreath. So I went ahead and did that, and then I just cut it out into a circle shape. So what I want to do now is I want to go ahead and just kind of glue this on the back. So it's going to give me kind of more of a sun catcher look when I hang it, especially if I hang it in a window or against something white. I might hang it on my refrigerator because my refrigerator is white and this is really going to show through. So what I want to do right now is we are going to go ahead and glue this down. So let's see where my spots are. So I'm going to put some glue on my ribbon. And I also need to be careful not to get any hot glue strings around in the center because it's really going to stick to the acetate. So I need to be careful. So that's why I'm not going back and forth. I'm just kind of going in a circle motion to try to eliminate any glue strings. Let's see if we can get this on quick enough. So we get that stuck on there. And let's see, a little more glue at the top. That's stuck there. Oops. So there we go. So you can see the color through that. And now I have my butterflies. So my silhouette of my butterflies, I'm going to, I think, like if I put them about there so they'll look like they're floating. But let me just try something and I'll be right back. Alright, so what I did was I went back and I repunched out my butterflies and I added score tape to the back because I realized trying to glue these thin little pieces was going to be next to impossible. So I went ahead and backed it with score tape and then ran it through. So now it's basically kind of like a sticker. So I just want like the silhouette of the butterflies on here. So something like that. We push these down. And I cut out some more so I can just add a few others on here. So let me trim down this bigger piece. And we'll add that probably off to the side. Looks good like that. And then I'll take these two little ones that are by themselves and we'll put them over here. And your question?
How did you make the butterflies?
I cut them through my die cutting machine. And there we go. So now the little butterflies will look like they're just kind of floating around there. And they're pretty. I don't know if I want to...
I have a question. Can I see?
Can
I see?
Can you what?
Can I see it?
See? So does it look like the butterflies are just kind of floating in the air?
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of neat. I don't know.
That's neat.
Let's see. Just fix this a little bit. And let's see, where's the top? The top's right there. No, I think I'm just going to leave my butterflies the way they are. So, all right, so I think we are done. Just like that. Now you can get a really good look. My lighting is changing, so really pretty. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this quick little tutorial on the pigment inks and making some flowers, or pigment powders, making some flowers, making it into a spray. And anyway, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial with myself and my assistant Kaylin. And if you're watching this on the Crealies YouTube channel, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe, do the same if you're watching it on mine, Patty's Crafty Spot. And until next time, guys, happy crafting. Bye!